A wonderful good evening, and thank you very much to every viewer here on board in our new stream community. I'm the Xchecklist creator, Minkaisen, for the actual Zibo mod, and yes, I wanna teach you something about the new Xchecklist version to see all the new changes and everything else during a flight today from Geneva in Switzerland to Bordeaux in France. So nice to see you all here again. You can all come to my Discord channel if you want. Chat something, and also here on the live stream, so feel free to join and have a nice evening. So we have about a 1 hour flight today, and our departure time will be in 45 minutes, so we get there off blocks and we go through all the complete checklist from cold and dark, and also with an exterior inspection go walk around. So maybe you noticed this was released in 2 versions ago, and I got some questions due to this, and I thought I make a short stream there and show you what's going on in the outside inspection and what to do. So let's go ahead, jump to the cockpit, and let's start with our flight today. So I will pop up our checklist here, and this version 8.6 from today. Yeah, and let's continue. And the first thing we will do is the safety inspection. Yeah, I hope you can read this here completely. Yeah, if not, let me know. So let's close the batteries from start. Normally I do not use this because I'm well trained now during the grader, but for you I will show you what's going on and how to use this. All the settings and explanations about the installation you will find linked to the official Zibo mod, also in the alternate downloads and here in the description. If you have questions, just write in the chat and I will try to answer as best as possible. So, okay, we go ahead and pull now the dome light on, that we see something in the cockpit, and we'll check the electric pumps are off and the gear lever is in down position. Right. So we have 3 green below and 3 green above, and also the bus transfer is closed. Yes. So you see this is an automatic checklist that will go ahead, and you have a transparent version here. You can change the view in the settings, and also about this. Yeah. Okay, let's go to the preliminary flight deck procedure. Yeah. So the next thing we'll do is a flight in-up test. That's the first thing here. Want to test? Yes, it's coming. And also we can change there. Okay. Fire extinguisher test for the APU and for the engines. Yes, it's coming, and let's connect to the ground power. So next thing we see here, there's no change for this. Ground power is connected. You see all the following points will be checked here automatically. That means if you fulfill the connection and you see the plus, that means you can follow up with the next check if this is as needed. So you can, for example, put now the state lights, and also this will be checked. Okay, so let's go ahead. We put on the stated lights, so, and we are in darkness, so we also put the local lights on. And now we connect the hydraulic and the wheel light. We will want to do the exterior connection. There's something I missed here. You see that the wheel light wasn't checked there, and it jumps directly to the preliminary flight deck 223. Yeah, that means if you haven't connected the wheel light to on, you will bypass the exterior expansion. Exterior inspection checklist. Yeah, sometimes you don't want to do this, and you want to start a fast stop, so you can bypass this if you have the wheel light on off. So I just go back here to show you now the wheel light is now on, and we bypass now do not bypass, and we get to the exterior inspection checklist for the procedure. So we go outside here. Let's go. So let's go down. So now we are here in our Terra-Fly livery for my virtual airline, and we will do the exterior inspection checklist now, beginning with the probes and the sensors here in front. Yeah, and they look all fine. Yeah, so we will check this manually. I recommend to put this onto a mouse or a button you will reach very quick, so you can check by pressing a key. So from the static ports and vents looks good for now. The room surface is also not damaged, and you have no issues with there. The vents and drains are okay. The lighting, the weather strips, yeah, looks also good here. And we'll put the chocks in place. So they're here. The tire wheels looks fine. The DH track and structure doors are undamaged. Steering assembly looks all fine, nothing missing. The nose wheel light normally is here, and you will see everything here inside of the wheel well. Yeah, it's not simulated in the Zibo mod, but normally it's here, and that's why it's not checkable. Yeah. Also, the bypass pin you normally put off here, and the spinning brakes are here on top. This will stop this, the wheel from spinning when you get it back and after takeoff. Yeah. So, we now put the flashlight on, and we go here and also see the probes and vents and the sensors. That looks fine. The static port, vents and drains also, and here's the emergency window handle. Yeah, this is a plate here, and you have to check that it's closed and flush with the surface. Yeah, it is. So next is doors and access panels. Yes, there's a inside, and the door is closed, so that's fine. And then here's the static port that is also checked. So the oxygen pressure relief is not in place, so normally you will see there a green disc in this place here. You will see that this green, and but it's not modeled. Maybe I will add this in our personal livery here. So this is the injection hazard. I got a question last stream there. What is it about? So if you are below above this line and Gen zone, it's highly going to get sucked into the engine, so stay before the line if they're running. So the alternate static ports we go now ahead is here below. Yeah, that's the alternate static port here. I see it's not blocked and damaged. We go now ahead to the ram inlet, and this is here. You will see now it's standard and open. Yes, it is. And the pneumatic access door is here, also closed and latched. The water drain masters are here and here, so they're not damaged. Okay, fine. Now we go ahead to the exterior lights here. They are undamaged and clear, and the lenses are fine. The leading edge flaps looks good, no icing here. Yeah, by the way, we have snow here actually in Frankfurt, so yeah. In Switzerland there's no snow, in Frankfurt there is. Fine. Let's go ahead to the engines. Yeah. We could look at the cooling fan, curve vertex. So no damage from there. And also the fan blade and spinners. Looks no damage. You will check if there's any damage for some birds or anything else broken. Normally we will check that manually by spinning, yeah, if they're free and running fine. Yeah. So the TAT 12 sensor is here. It's okay and undamaged. So we now go ahead to the oil tank. Yeah, the door is closed. and the thrust reversers are stowed and in place. The screws are connected. Okay. General engine condition, you will see there's no oil leak. Yeah, it's a simulator, but yeah. In real life you will check this. Okay. The exhaust area. Also the spinning blades here and here looks fine. And the anti-tail cone also. So. Okay. Let's go to the wing. The right wing. The next thing is the access panels. They're closed. And a few measuring sticks. You will see that here. Yeah. This is one. You have 6 on each of each wing, and also 2 or 3 on the bottom of the plane. Yeah. You will check that there are flush and not visible leaks there. Yeah. If the tanker comes on, they're going outside, and we'll see the inside of the tank status. Yeah. So all the doors here are closed, are flush and inside, so it's fine. Next thing is the fuel tank bank. Yeah, there's also no problem there. It's no obstruction. And we go ahead to the leading edge flaps. Also no icing conditions, so no damage there. Looks fine. Stop lights, clean. Leading edge flaps here, clean and undamaged. Static discharge wicks. These here are in place. We need nearly one, of course. So, aileron and trailing edge straps also looking fine. And the flap fairings 1, 2, 3 are undamaged. 1, 2, and 3. So, let's go ahead to the right main gear. Also the trucks are in place, tires are in good condition, steer structure is also fine. Yeah, hydraulic lines are not simulated. Maybe we will add this, or Zibo can add this in the future, but I don't think so. Gear pin also not there, but we remove it now. Okay? Hydraulic lines inside our texture, I hope you see that here. A little bit simulated, yes, they're fine, no leaks there, and also the cables are secure and damaged, and the UPU fire control handle there is not there, not simulated, but it will be here in these doors, the main wheel well. Okay, then we go head to the right fuselage. Also the doors are closed here, and we go ahead. And we have the negative pressure relief valve. This is here. This also latched. Also, negative pressure relief is closed, and the outflow valve is now fully open. That's fine. Probes and sensors, there, okay, looks undamaged. There's one above. And the APU fire disc indicators are also not simulated there. You have a red and the yellow marker here that you will see that the APU fire bottles are full and workable. Yeah? So static pods and drains, also fine. And we go back to the tail skid here. This looks undamaged. And we go ahead. I recommend to use the fastest speed here outside when you're walking down from the cockpit in the settings there. So, the APU cooling air inlet, this is here on the right side. Here. That looks good and nothing unusual. The exhaust also. On the inside, the stop lights are clean and undamaged, and then we go to the vertical stabilizer. And looks good, the rudder. The left and right elevator field proofs, they're here on top. I will show you that now. Here, this small here, one on the left side and one on the right side. You can check this only visual. Yeah, here. Okay. horizon stabilizer and elevator are in a good condition. Yeah, you will see that. Then it's in the middle position, looks fine. So also the static discharge wicks here on the right side, 2 on the right side and 2 on the left side are there and undamaged. So that looks fine. There's got 3 here. Good. And we go ahead to the left side of the airplane, and you will see there also the doors and latches are closed. Probes and sensors here clear and undamaged. Static ports good. And we go now to the... that was too fast. And my button. We go now ahead. So. We go now to the left main gear. Also, chocks are in place, yeah. Tires and brakes. Looking good. Not worn. A little bit from rust. Due to the snail. Okay, gear structure is fine, and the G-pin is now removed, and then you will get out here inside the wheel, and you see there normally the wheel detection elements, and yeah, not simulated. Also the identifier models. There's a pressure valve, and you will see there that the pressure then nothing in the green valve, so it's not simulated. Okay, hydraulic lines also good. Then we do the same thing as on the right side. We go ahead with the flap fairings. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yes, looking fine. And the ailerons also good. Static discharge wicks are in place. And the strobe lights are clean and undamaged. Good. Normally the walk around is 5 to 10 minutes. When it's colder and raining, you will be faster. Yeah. So strobe light and steady are undamaged, and we go to the leading edge flaps and stats. Looking good. Here, no icing. Fine and undamaged. And also there to the fuel tank vent on the right side is fine. And as on the right side, you will see there the fuel metering sticks. Yeah. 1. You will see identified this here with a black hole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6 here. Good. Access panel are closed. We go to the turbine number 1 engine. Cooling fan. It's the same procedure as on the left side, so that's very easy to remember. Yeah. Cortex is fine and undamaged. The blind blades, you will check there, are also good. Not damaged. PAD 12 sensor here, okay and fine. The oil tank reservoir closed, and the thrust reverser is stowed. Yeah. Next stream I will try to do a daylight stream, but I'm flying on Ivao, so we have to fly there in real life conditions, so it's in the evening. Okay. Thrust reverser stowed, general condition, we have no oil leak there, and the exhaust is also free. Good. Take on is fine, not damaged. So, leading edge flaps. We go here, looking fine, no icing, and also the LED lights are undamaged and clear. So, also the RAM inlet, as on the left side and right side we have here, it's free. And the alternate static port is the last one we check with the exterior inspection checklist here. Okay. So, that was all. As said, if you put the wheel well light during the first checks there to off, you will bypass the exterior inspection, and if you put it to on, you will go into the exterior inspection checklist. So let's jump into the cockpit. By the way, that is our Terra-Fly livery I made. So, fine. We'll fly there today. Okay, let's jump into the cockpit and do the normal procedure. Flashing lights are now off. And we will put the wheel well light to off. Okay. So now we go ahead and pull the service doors to open. I do not use the FB. I have an external joystick and programmed as linked in the channel description. I made some programmings, and so I can open the doors here for my joystick. So I will now open the service doors on the front, the right one and the left one. And we will call our ground service. Let's drive up. And also we open the cargo doors. So, fuel. I will put now here the checklist on the right side that you will see something. As said, we will fly from Geneva in Switzerland to Bordeaux in France, and we need about block fuel. We have 5.78 tons we need, and so we round up to 100 kilos and put it in front, so we have 5.9 fuel required. So let's go ahead. Go to the ground, fuel weight and balance, payload. We have to hurry a bit, we have 25 minutes for the departure, for the off-blocks time, so go ahead. 5.9 tons. Good. And we do now the fuel truck. It's refueling, and we start the service cruise on ground. I hope you hear this. Yeah, it's coming. This is also an add-on I made in the checklist. Yeah, they're coming there that you have no instant pop-up. So they're coming here, also compatible with the fuel truck, and they will first the catering truck is coming to the front door, and then on the back door. Also, the technician there will come on the back side. We will open the doors for him. Yes, there it is. Yeah. And the baggage will come also there. Yeah. If you want to know this, go into the description, follow the link to my Xchecklist, and you will see there's an alternate plugin there for the ground handling add-on from Design. Yeah. So, panel lighting is the next thing. So we'll do the panel lighting and the emergency exit lights. The cabin attend button and the ground call. So, flap indicator, we will check there, it's up and also in the up position. Yes, it is. And we do a config test for the left thrust lever. Yes, we hear that sound, it's working. The right sound is also fine. And we go ahead there. It was too fast check because the parking brake is set, the thrust levers are cut off, and the strap trims is normal here. So we go now ahead following the pedal still. Yeah, go to the cargo fire test. I always got questions, why is it now the cargo fire test and not the beginning? The only thing is you need to be on AC power. So cargo fire requires AC power. Let's go. Yes, it's coming. And we can go ahead now set the panel lighting here and the floodlight. Ooh, that was too fast. Yes, so fine. And then the hail on fire extinguisher is installed, and the external G extension access door for the manual G extension is closed. It is. So the hail on fire looks good and it's full. And then we go to the P6 circuit breaker panel. We go there and you will check all the circuits breakers here, and there's no one pop. That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Emergency escape rope is stored. There are the spare bulbs. You will go to the check later. So now, okay, flight recorder. Okay, working. Airspeed Mach warning test and storm warning test. Another question, why is it now working? And why not you at your side? Because you need to be on AC power for 6 minutes. Yeah, so do the exterior inspection test and you can also do the storm warning test there. So, flight button, engine is off, AC is on, crew oxygen is fine, left gear is up, and we can now go and full up or fire up the IR's GPS. It's a line. And the second one. So, HGSTS. And flaps device is optional. So also there now to the left side we the emergency escape rope and the P18 circuit breaker panel. Yeah. Also check there's you can push on the light, flashlight. There's no one popped here. Also fine. So Crash X is normally here, but yeah, not simulated. Okay, we go now to the master lights test. Yeah. So fire up the master lights test, and we will check now the overhead panel. That we have redundancy on each of the lights. We have spare bulb, and normally we check this all working. And if not, you have to use the spare bulbs here. And if it's not in place, you have to call the technician. Yeah. So all the lights are looking fine for here now. By the way, this is the new mod for visual mod, also linked here. It's absolutely fine. The guy is doing a fantastic job, and it looks so great here in the cockpit. It's fantastic. So, also fine here. All working. The lights are on. Yes. And we go down here. This one was checked with a rear light fire test. So the masting lights test was fine, and we'll go now and jump ahead, go to the autopilot checkings for the captain and the first officer. Yes, fine. And then we can check the last test to bright. So pilot oxygen mask is the next thing we do. Yeah, they will see that here. A short test and then the 5 seconds long test here on the left side. Yes, it's working. And this is one light nobody knows, or less people knows. That's the light for the Weaver light. If you want to read the checklist here from the yoke, just pull on this. Yeah. So main panel, we fire it up, and background also. Fine. Nose wheel steering is norm. Yes. Time is in UTC. The main panel is on norm. Lower the use on norm. We go now to the airport and territory and the EFIS. You will see there here in the checklist hopefully. I made information special for the new pilots who will fly this Boeing 737 there. This you have to where to find all these buttons and switches. Yeah, here for example EFIS panel or console MCP. So it's easier to find. Yeah. Okay. Barometric value, yes. Here we go. Lima Sierra Golf Golf. Then we'll send this. I think we will depart a little bit later. So the 80s in Geneva and Genf is variable 6, and the visibility is more than 10 kilometers. It's less raining. A few clouds on 2,500, 4,000 is broken, 7 degrees, and QNH 1012. No significant changes there expected. So 1012, switch on here. Now it's also checked. And they will now select the minimum flag protection altitude in case of an engine failure, and this is 1,000 meters above the actual height. So we are actually here on airport 1,400, so we will put up there to 2,400. Yeah, 2,400, and you'll see that's checked. Okay. The same thing from the first officer side. Yeah, I will do a short test. 1 and 2. Yes. Also there the yoke panel lightning, the main panel lightning, and we will now do the first day of the day. So we'll do the long GPWS test for the system test, and we will put this and hold this for 2 seconds. So it's a longer test. Yeah. If you're doing a turnaround, you only push this once for a shot, and that's a shorter test. So, clock, we put this to UTC, main panel is on norm, brake pressure is fine, also territory and airport here.
Don't think. Too low.
Yeah.
Terrain.
Yeah.
Too low.
So, The minimums are plugged in 9000 and 1012 hectopascal. They're also fine. So we can stop the service crews on ground. Let's look at what they're doing. Yeah. The cars are left, so we close the doors here. That's fully automatic. Yeah. So you do not have to do anything except of the baggage trucks. Yeah. So we do now the packs and cargo. Yeah. So let's go ahead. Payload. I will put this here. So tablet. We have 160 passengers and 3.3 point of cargo. So we will have 19.6 tons as payload. And I hope this is also what I got here in my calculation from my dispatcher. Let me look here. Yes, 19,600 exactly. So payload. And we'll do now here at first 106 packs, 160 packs, and then the payload total 19,600. Normally you don't need to add the packs, but I think it's better. Yeah. So we can start now the flight leg. The engine model, we go now to the FMC. Yeah, so we see we are now on the free flight preparation procedure. Yeah. We go to the FMC. By the way, today there's a new IRAC. Yeah. So, guys, install that. We will check the engine model. So we have winglets and 26K on the engine rating. The nav data is actual. Yeah. We do the AIS alignment. So we go ahead, go 3 times to the GPSL page and set the AIS position. So we try to set this nearly matching. Normally you see there an outside stand with the coordinates, but not here at this A part. And you can match your position. So let's type in LSGG and let's go. Yeah, it's fine, matching. So we go ahead. We have to check this manually. I recommend to use this with, for example, with a mouse. I have here a little mouse button and I will check this with my mouse. So, origin ISO, we go to the routings. So, Lima Golf, oh, we have this here. So, and our arrival. We will Lima Foxtrot Bravo Delta. So, put this here. And the next thing is the flight number. As this is Terra-Fly 019X for X-ray. And our route is Lima Sierra Golf Golf Lima Foxtrot Bravo Delta 01. So activate and active.
Welcome aboard. As you find your seat,
departing and arrival route is set. Routing is here, and we set now the departure. This will be runway 22 and Depula for Alpha. So there's Depu for Alpha. Also the arrival. You know, normally you don't need to use this now, you can do that later also, but if you have time you can do this now. So it will be runway 29er. And ILS, yes, ILS 29er. And it will be the Mirba 9 Lima. So, Mirba 9 Lima. And let's go to the charts. It will be Lirbu, yeah. Lirb 1, I hope so. Yes, I hope this. I will see. And let's compare the routings. So, okay. Cute. So, let's check the routings. There's no discontinuity. Oh, there's no line and discontinuity. And the route is activated. Yes, it is. We'll check this with the plane mode. Yeah. Go to the next page and then I will step through. Let's go here and check the departure. This is something you normally do also on the briefings. Yeah. So, okay. So we go over pass, yeah, that's right, the pass we are, and then we go heading 243, yeah, 234, 16 hours ahead above 7,000. Yes. Flight in 130 above and 150 above, so it looks fine. Good. Then we go stepping through. Mirbo, Lirbo, there it is. So, let's go to Lirbo. It's a detailed video today, so this will be a little bit longer, so the flight is only 1 hour, but you will see every step of the checklist and everything, what's going on with there. So, Lirbo to do a full flight procedure checklist. So Lirbo, and I think IBD it isn't. No, it isn't. So let's go and change arrival. Alir 2. Let's change. Max 4000. That looks like here. Yes. Okay. Fine. That's our arrival. So let's go and at the zero field we see what we are expecting here now from our charts. No? Check. Where it is? Yes, there's my mouse button. Okay, so expect the zero fuel weight. We will see here from our flight plan from SimBrief. Zero fuel weight is 62.7 tons. 62.7 tons. It's the zero fuel weight, and reserves are the alternating fin rests. From there, that is the next thing. So, alternating fin rests, so we round up to the next nearest 100 kilos, so 1,500, and yeah, this is the rest from here, 1,100, so 2,600 is our reserves. And the cost index of our flight is 35. Yes, CI is 35. So flight level will be 320. And the route, we can check this here, cruise. And you will now see the top of climb wind. So we go ahead. There's the top of climb. And then you will see there the TDV. Yeah? And the winds for the top of climb. So it's 313 with 113 for the winds and -4 for the ISR deviation. Okay, good. So that is fine. Transition altitude 7,000 feet. Let's check this. Sometimes this won't match, so be sure that it's fine, and you go into the charts, yeah, and you will see there's normally on your departure sit, yeah, so there it is, 7,000 feet, yeah, transition altitude, and that is fine and matching, yeah, that is here. And the first waypoint after talk, yeah, that is for the exact fuel calculation. So from ground to top of climb, you will add this here with the cruise wind page here for the performance, and then from top of climb to top of descent, we will set the average wind for correct fuel burn calculation in the FMC. And if you set this here, oh, thanks for the sub. Yeah, let's check who's subbing here. Oh, I don't see that here. It's I'm absolutely new to this stream, so. Geneva. Okay. Okay. So let's do the first waypoint after the top of climb. So we go back to the charts. Geneva in Switzerland. You will see there's this Isida. Yeah, that's the first waypoint after the top of climb. Yeah, and you will go now. You need to be on the map page. So if you're on plan page, you need to go back to the plan page, map page, and then let's go here on the legs, and you will search the west waypoint, and that was Isida. So here's Isida, and then you can select here the RTA button. So RTA data. Now, yeah, on the wind page for the average wind for the rest of the flight, and you will change this. This can vary, yeah. FMC is calculating something in there, what it's expecting, but we will now answer the real things here according to Zibo, except when, or especially when you use, for example, SXP, yeah. Then you have correct winds, and I done flights over 2 or 3 hours, and the difference was about 6 or 7 kilos, so absolutely correct. It's a fantastic job. So, we go there, back, and you will see now the average wind. Yeah, average wind on the flight plan, that's a Lido. Yeah, a Lido design is a 310. It's 92. So we add this here and override this in Xceda. Xceda. So check, and you will see everything will be overwritten up to the end. Yeah, that's fine. We will execute this now. Not ready. So. And yeah, now we do the overhead scan flow. I will do. Let's do our flight a little bit later. That we have some more time here, and we can also connect to the Ivao network. Okay, and now we are doing the overhead flow. And the terminal flight leg is started. It's fine. Okay. Good. Overhead flow. Let's start. Flight controls are closed. Also, your damper is now on. Nav and IRS also in normal position. Control display is also fuel. Fuel temperature is fine. So. It's better, for example, when you're doing a flight there from a second flight of the day, and if you got a steep descent and maybe the fuel is at minus 30 or 40 degrees, you let the fuel pumps on that is circulating with the new with the new fuel, yeah, and then you have a mixture temperature about minus 10 or 20 degrees, so it's not a problem, and you have no freeze on the wings, yeah. So we go ahead, and the fuel pumps are now on. A center tank is not needed, so we have 5.9 tons on board, and we'll do now the cross feed valve check. It's valve open and now closed and dimmed. Okay, and we go to electric pace. Yeah, with this APU engine. Cabin heating IFE pass is set, and we can now go ahead. The bus is also closed, and we will do now the fasten belts to on if refueling is completed, what it is. So.
Captain has turned the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt.
So. Hydraulic and system pressure is MFD. It's about more than 2,100 psi it is. So back to the engines page. Okay, and we will check there now the differential pressure on that's 0, and also here 0 in climbing. That's very important. Yeah? So trim air, we'll set this to on, and then we'll go to the cabin, yeah, the temperature cabin regulation, and this is what I wrote here. I hope you can better see this there. That means you have to put the left switch one to the left instead of into the middle center position, and this to one to the right. For example, if you do this now, what temperature we have here at the moment? 6 degrees, so it's very cold, and we will try to aim 28 degrees, yeah, for the passengers that they are a little bit sleepy, yeah, or to get it a little bit sleepy, so they have less problems on the flight. So, for example, we put this there to one, for example, here. Moving, come on. So, yes. Hope you see that. Here to this dash line, for example, yeah. And then we'll do this also, and one to the left, and one to the right. So we have a good condition there later, when we are switching to the temperatures. Yeah. It's nearly like a Golf 2 air conditioning system. and the Boeing. Yeah, it's not an Airbus. So left, right, air conditioning packs are auto. So we set this 1 and 2, and the APU bleed air is off. Yeah. So flight altitude is 320, and the landing altitude, let's check. There in France will be 160 feet. You will round up or round down it to the nearest 50 feet, so 150. So good. And then we will now have all the last lights here to off. Yeah, yeah, there. So that's checked automatically, and we go now to the free flight preparation procedures 7.7. And then we go now to the MCP. Do not wonder, I have an external MCP, so I can switch out here on. Flight director left and right one, also the first one here. And this is also on bank 25. And let's check the departure heading. Yeah. Yeah, where is? There it is. So departure heading is 224, and have an initial climb altitude here. Yeah, flight level 980, and we had 100. We had 100. That we know we do not get any restrictions or any information from the ATC. We need to check that, yeah, later. So standby RME. What do we have also? We have a departure course there. It's inbound 224 radial, 44 inbound, so it's course 224. That is for the Aurora data navigation. Yeah, and also there the next is 234 outbound. So let's check this. 234. Yeah, the course. Good. Do we have any NDBs here? No, we do not have. So that's the only thing we have. So we can bypass this here. And one speed revs are on auto, so we go now and set this to RTO. Yeah, it's discharging, and reset the fuel rate. Right. So now we go down here to the comms page, and we'll set now the departure frequency. Let me look if we have any ATC controller actually here on Ivao. If not, I will tune in the tower frequency. Come on. No, there's no ATC online at the moment. So if there's one coming, I will tune in the airport frequency for the tower. Yeah, to get the departure now. So 118.7 it's tuned. I will set this here, and 122.80 for the Unicom frequency at the moment. So okay. Enough frequency. This is what we need now for the departure. Yeah. And you see the Geneva VOR. Yeah. 115.75. And standby the passenger VOR. Here we put this on standby as raw data backup. 60, and on the second flight there we will do this in the opposite direction. So because we fly there with a 234 radial, yeah. This is then 116.60. That's so confusing if you're doing a checklist or doing it exactly according to the checklist when you're knowing what you're doing. So I have to look more here when it's natural. Yeah, when it's a natural throw, you don't have to look there. That's okay. That's something confusing, but I will do that for you. So 115.75. So as backup. So the ADF frequencies are not required, and we do not have. So if ADF, you put this here, and the needles, and also we can tune in the ADF here or here on for the first officer. So we go now ahead, we can check this, and transponder code is 2000. We have no ADC controller, so I will switch my own and this is 0361 for me. And the mix selectors are now on VHV2, so we can close the flight deck door now. Yeah, it's closed, and now it's briefing time. Yeah, the first officer is also here, and we check also the departure routes we had done a few minutes ago. So we will check the routings here, the departure, and each point of the legs that is matching. Yeah. Sometimes you have some problems there, and you have to change that manually when it's not correct working. So check this. Yeah. What we can do, what we are expecting. Yeah, we are now here on gate 33, and we want to do a departure there from runway 22. So what we're expecting here now is we can do. We do not need a pushback, I think. Do we need? I don't think so. No. Maybe? We will see. Yeah, I will do a pushback. I will do a pushback. Okay. Checklist. Come on. Yeah. So, 33, and yeah. I think we'll push. Yeah. Yeah, I will do a pushback, yeah, and we go out of the outer taxiway down there and up to Alpha, and then on runway 22, yeah. So, that's a short distance. I like that airport. So, ground distance is correct, and there's also something I recommend to change, yeah. Sometimes the routings are confusing, yeah, and then you will see there's something wrong. Yeah, so go to the progress page, and you will see now the distance, and the air distance is 341. Yeah, and we will check this. The ground distance is also 341, so it's absolutely matching. Plus minus 10 is fine. So it's also looking very good, and it's matching. Yeah. So landing fuel is an us, and we need 5.9 tons. Yeah, we'll check this here. 5.9 tons. Go to the routing page, and the arrival will be about 2.6 tons, yeah, nearly. This is calculated when entering the gate, so you have taxiing 100-200 kilos, so that's fine. The arrival will be here about 2.8 tons, and we have 2.6 there from the gate, so 200 kilos below. That's absolutely fine, and we are matching. So also we have in that no descent calculation for the winds, and this is absolutely fantastic. We are in range. So, okay. Route is executed. Yes, it is. And we go to the instruments, cross-checked. So, as said, we have 224 and 234 for the departure headings, and also the heading and the initial altitude. We have now ATC, so we switch it back to 9,000 feet, and the clock is set to UTC, also right side 25.3, so the MF is also set with 2,400 feet. Flight directors on standby instruments are also set, QNH 1012. Now, so instrument are cross-checked. Well, emergency briefings, you will do this on the first flight, so we talk everything what you're doing, also with the taxi briefing we have done a few seconds before. So, taxi route we have expected, departure briefing also, we have the briefings completed, yeah, and we do now the checklist, yeah. This is also a part of my checklist, an optional part of the checklist I've created. You can put this there and install this, and then you will see and read out all of these checks. Yeah? And that's a real life checklist, normal checklist there you will find on the cockpit. Yeah? All depending on SOPs, but normally this is a more extended one. Yeah. So let's check there. So we have the IMO selectors are enough. G-pings are removed. Light test. I've also added a PDF version, so you can print this out, put it to your desk, and read out. You don't need this here from the cockpit. It's a little bit easier for handling, but you can check this and read this here because you need the dome light to read something, especially in the evening. So okay, display switches are normal. Fuel is a 5.8 required, and we have a 5.9 on board. Fuel pumps on. Cabin TIFE pass is off on. Yes, it is. And the next thing is emergency exit light is armed. Fasten belts are on. Yes, we done. Window heat is on. Air conditioning pressure is on auto, and bleeds are left and right side on. Instruments are cost checked. We have done. Auto brakes is RTO. Yes. Yeah. Hydraulics are normal. We have checked there. And speed brake is down detent. Yes. Parking brake is set. Stop cut-off switches are normal. This is on right side here. And wheel wide fire warning is checked in the beginning. Radius and transponder we have set. Rudder is 3 and 0. Yes, it's always 0 here in the simulator. And PA, that's something we do now. PA. Welcome. So, and the FNC CDU is also set. So, let's do our calculation now. So, close the doors. Announcement, we've done. Yeah. Now it will be checked. We close the entry doors. 1, 2, and the cargo doors also. Let's look outside. And come on guys, drive away. We do not need you anymore. Yes. So, I will check now start our FS Airlines client for our VA. Yeah. So, just a second. Flight information, fly, fuel up, and fly. So, we can start our flight now. And APU started. So, let's go. Need some time. The thing is, you run it loadless and you not put it to the air conditioning system. Is if you have anything wrong with the APU, then you have it inside the air conditioning system. It's not so good. So, also if you have some problem there. By the way, maybe you noticed, I also created a new Xchecklist version for the Flight Factor A320. It's still version 1.4. Some days ago I released that pre-release version, and now it's official online there. You check that out if you have the aircraft. That's hopefully absolutely fine. Not as detailed as here, but I think 70%, yeah. I made this the last 2 years, so the Zibo checklist is much more detailed than a 320, but it's nearly the same procedures, yeah. So, okay, let's do the performance procedure here for now. So, let's go to the init page. We update the zero fuel by now from the dispatcher. Everything is on board, the doors are closed, so zero fuel is closed. And let's execute we check this if there's any changes, but it's will matching 62.7 tons. Gross weight within range. So let's go to the gross weight. We'll check this. Gross weight, yeah, 68.6 tons if it's in range. That's also something we have to check there. Go to the flight plan. There it is. So. Takeoff weight 68.4 till 69.3. So we are in the range. Everything is fine for the takeoff weight. Yeah. Performance in it. We execute this now. Then we put this APU blade to on. Do not wonder if you are doing this checklist and you learned it step by step and you don't need this checklist anymore. You can do this the complete checks, inclusive the audio and stereo inspection within a half hour. So that's absolutely fine. So, APU bleed now is on. Oh. That was too fast. APU bleed on. Middle generators now. General dampers. If you lose AC power, the yaw damper switched off. Remember, there's sometimes a point when you want to depart and have this problem, and then you get the takeoff config warning test. Switch the yaw damper back to on. Yeah. Little note. So now the APU middle generators to on, and we can disconnect the GPU. Ground service disconnect, and let's check our latest meter. Yeah. As I planned the flight, we had gusting knots, so then we do a 26 K departure. Hopefully there's no gusting wind, so 190. Okay, we leave on runway 22, 160 to 40, and there's no changes, so there's nothing else we can do now. Do all the calculation. I will do. Yeah. I also added a free performance tool, yeah, in our checklist. Also a cooperation with a fantastic guy. For other planes, you can do this as free version as an alternative for Cockpit, for example, to calculate your D rate in your plane, yeah, and your temperature. So let's go ahead. Takeoff page, update the latest meter here, runway 22, and let's calculate flaps 5 departure, takeoff 1 power, and room temperature of 33 degrees. So let's go here and check this performance. And one limit. Out is 6 degrees, that's fine, and we have 30 takeoff, 33 degrees room temperature, so 33 degrees, and takeoff on 24K, so takeoff page, flaps 5, center of gravity matching, step trim 5 we will see, check on this here, go into the food and weight panel, go to the payload page and check this here on page 3 for the center of gravity envelopment. So you will check that the operation empty weight is within range, 0 fuel weight. Also landing weight is below the green line, that is, and the takeoff weight is not outside of this one here, and also below, above these lines, so we can do a full takeoff check for 22K, for example. So, other temperature is set, soon temperature takeoff D rate is calculated. What is doing? We are doing now calculation 142, 143 and 148. I will take a look what we are expecting here according our tool. It's 144, 145 and 149. Yeah, so you see there's a difference from 1. This could happen also here from 2. I will explain you now what is behind. Yeah. The first thing is we will do now is we go to the second page, yeah, and we will add now. Let's shift our flight plan. I will explain this for you. So 50 minutes behind. Just to a short disconnect. I hated that sound. So, connect again. Okay. We're doing now exact calculation. So runway heading is 224. Yeah, so we had 224. 24. And runway slope is plus 0.4%. So hopefully this works. Normally you have to set up for plus 0.4. Now, last time it was working, but Zibo changed something and now it's still not working. I have to send a bug report that's actually not working here with the slope. I don't know why. Runway wind, yeah. 190 with 1. 190 with 1 knots, 10 knots. Yes. Runway condition, no raining, so it's dry. Yeah. And yes, the cutback function. There's also something for the D rate. I will go here. So we have a noise abatement departure. Yeah. Runway 22. Yeah. So we will climb up. This above ground level 2,900 feet min MSL. So we'll do our cutback. Yeah. and we have a restore altitude of 3,000 feet above ground level. We are now 1,400, so it's 3,000 feet above ground at 4,400 MSL. Yes, so this is fine for the restore altitude. Yeah. Then we'll do the cleanup. Yeah. So on this altitude we have the flaps up and the cleanup, and then we'll go to the climb speed. Yeah. So this will be an ADP 1 or 2 departure, one of this. Check that later, depending on the flaps. But here, as we see now, the cleanup speed is 3,000 feet above ground level. So also the takeoff power V2 plus 10 till 20 is 2,900, so it's 800 feet above this, so it's fine with 1,000 feet. Good. Go back. Page 1. And there's nothing changed. So good. Normally they will change there 1 or 2 above, higher or lower. So 148 is the value we will enter in the FNC. 148. Yes. Strap trim is 5 units required and 5 units is hopefully set. It's not checked, so I have to go a little bit below. Yes, now it's checked. Thrust rack function is on. Yeah. Thrust reduction height we will set there. You will see that here now 800 feet for an NADP2 and 2. The Boeing cutback function is something to simplify the NADP 1 or 2 departure. Yeah. This will do every restrictions, or beat every restrictions. This is something Boeing made to simplify the departure. Yeah. So if you put on the cutback function, you will do everything with the thrust reduction. So normal checklist. We do now the rest here. So we have N1 and ICS bug set. That means we have here 142, 143 and 148 set, and auto that's here. So EFB, so it phones, flight deck, windows, doors are closed. Doors are closed. Passengers are seated. So before start, checklist above the line is completed, and let's go ahead. So one note here. Maybe you don't notice this. You can here store the EFB. Yeah. Also on the right side. Okay, so flashlight off. Anti-collision light is now on. And we are doing now the packs to off. Normal checklist. Again. Air conditioning pack is off, anti-collision light is on, parking brake is set, and transponder is alt off. It is. So checked before start checklist below the line is completed. So
alright, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
the next thing is we'll do now the ground service and contact the ATC. There's no ATC available at the moment, so we will jump there through and go to the ground page and do our pushback. Yeah. One thing I recommend is to connect before, especially when you're flying online, connect this the pushback track before.
Run to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
So we can do the pushback, and if you get the clearance for facing west or east, and then you will see then where to go. Yeah.
We suggest stowing your rollerboard bag in the overhead compartment wheels first. If you need help, ask the flight attendant will be happy to assist. You may use your small lightweight devices such as mobile phones, tablets, and e-riders while we're parked at the gate. Large devices such as laptops and DVD players may be used until they're ready.
Ah, now we have a delivery online. This is fine. So let's jump there and get our clearance. So frequency is 119er 530. Okay.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Information data. Good. So that's Geneva delivery. Let's contact them. Geneva delivery, Terra-Fly 361 on gate 33. Request IFR clearance to the destination in Bordeaux, please.
Take photo, hello, you're cleared to LFT and standard instrument till departure via the pool for Alpha. Initial climb 5000, squawk 1000, QNH 1013.
Terra-Fly 361 cleared Bordeaux via depot for Alpha departure. Initial climb 5000 feet, squawk 1000, QNH 1013, Terra-Fly 361. So,
Correct.
there's a little trick. If you're flying online, just type anything in the FNC if you don't have no print there. So change their the squawk. Come on. Good. Normally the delivery do not give us our clearance for pushback, though we ask again, maybe. Terra-Fly 361, would you do our pushback also or not?
Yes, I also can do pushback. Call me when you're ready for push and start.
Gut, dann machen wir das. So, Terra-Fly 361, we are ready for push and start, please.
Take photo 361, pushback approved, facing north, and startup also approved.
Push and start approved, facing north, Terra-Fly 361. So, also, facing north. Yeah. Let's go to the pre-plan page as requested.
To cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
Let's open the charts. Yeah, facing north, so straight around. Okay, let's do this. Pre-plan.
Run to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
And we will do this now. Push to enter.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
And we can now start our pushback. That's very easy handling. Yeah? Connected before and everything is fine. So let's start the pushback. So release parking brakes. We are on our way.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay. So pushback is also checked. And we do now the engine start. Engine number 2. I will look outside here. That's so fantastic. Better pushback cabin trim. Yeah, fantastic. So. I like that sound. Hey, let's jump into the cockpits. Check our values. So, temperature was below 500 EGT and engine looks stable. So, let's fire up engine number 1. Now I'll explain you what you want to look at. So, N2 is coming. You can fire up engine number 2 up from 20% or a little bit earlier, but then the risk to get a higher EGT is much more because you have much more fuel before, and which were burned, and then you have a higher EGT. So rise up to 25% and you get a lower AGT, especially when you are in a hot air condition, yeah, in Sahara or in Egypt, yeah.
Set parking brake.
Then you will do this to 25%. So set the parking brake.
Disconnecting tow.
We can do
Standby.
now the before checklist procedure. So engine generators on, APU off, and the start traces continues. Propies on, and packs auto. Visualization of auto, bleeds off, and the next thing is what we will wait. Yeah, we will wait. That is the pushback crew remove. We do not think anything now, because they're working there on the gear and removing the bypass pin and everything. And if we touch anything, the thrust handles or the risk that someone gets sucked into the engine is very high. So we don't touch anything. That is no one get hurt or get damaged. Yeah. Last year in Turkey there was a problem, and
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. On
there.
signal on the right. We'll see you next time on our side flight.
Good evening, Alitalia 575 information echo on board, gate 11, request clearance for Lima, India, Romeo Fox.
Good. Dann leaving me to Unicom because there's no tower or ground online, only delivery. Pushback crew disconnected. Showing bypass pin, yes, here it is. And now we can do our takeoff config. It's flaps 5. And check the elevators. So full forward, full back, full left center, full right center, and left rudder and right rudder checked. Recall checked. Left and right, no issue, no. And we can switch the lower DU to up. Why are you doing this here? Easily set. If you have this to off, yeah, and you have an issue with your engine, it will pops up and showing you any issues, and they will notice this very better when you are in the plane, and you will see it. Oh, it's popping out. You know, there's something wrong with the engine. So then you do the FCOMS of the QRH. So normal checklist before taxi, yeah. This is going on. Engine generators on IPU is off. Start switches are continuous. NDIs is not required. Air conditioning packs auto, and bleeds is on. Isolation valve is also on auto. And flaps 5 required, 5 set. Green lights. Fine. Step trim is 5 units required, 5 units set. Start levers on idle. Flight controls checks. Recalls checks before taxi. Checklist is completed. Good. And we're ready to go. ATC is not available, so taxi lights on. 1, 2, 3. And let's do a takeoff config test. You'll see everything is configured correctly. Yes, no warning, so we continue taxiing. So let's do a short brakes test. Yes, working. So 30% and 1. Oh, that's fine. We get an approach there. Not for us. So Bordeaux tower is online. That's fine. Hopefully we will there in time. So open our taxi checklist here, or taxi way. We go straight ahead on the outer taxiway. We'll now do the cabin lighting. Take this to takeoff and medium. So also there's a short taxiway, so I will let the crew a little bit working. I can service a last free drink. So also nice to see here some viewers here in our stream. Yeah, for this brand new channel. If you like what you see, then subscribe and follow my channel. Hopefully you will join my Discord and become a member of there, and when you will get any updates and unofficial updates for this checklist and some new releases, you can talk to me if you have some questions or issues. Yeah, oh, I have to stay below 30 knots. Yeah, join our Discord and feel free, and it will be fine. Yeah. So let's do now. See the cabin crew. So we can now disconnect the gear. This is something we do not need. We go here to full alpha. Some restrictions. We talked about this, and then we'll do the departure from runway 22. Fine. Yes. The clearance was 5,000 feet, so on Ivao that means we will stay there 1 minute on 5,000 feet, and then we will go climb ahead. Yeah, that's the thing. Initial climb 5,000. Maybe the guy wasn't real known, because initial climb is flight level 90. Yeah, but if you say 5,000, that's okay. But this is something, yeah, we have to add there. Changes to 7,000. 1 minute above when there's no ATC controller online. We have to stay above 8,000 feet, so 7,000 feet, so we need that. You do not know this. So, plane is nearly full, so you can stay on idle thrust, and you're taxiing very well. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, hello. So, that's one of our virtual airline pilots here. They can come to my stream, that's no problem for me. So, let's go right here and wait for hold alpha, and let's take a look. So, we will brake, and you will see the before takeoff procedure will pop up. Let's take a look if there's someone departing or arrival here at the moment. No, there's no one expecting the next few minutes, so we can go ahead. And no ATC controller. We will put now a stop and steady, and left landing lights to on. Auto throttle is active, and nav is also on. Weather radar is set. Transponder is TAI set, and the yoke checklist. This we don't need until we will get back into the gates. Now we'll continue with the yoke checklist. Yeah, that's why I switched on the yoke lights here. The before takeoff checklist. This is also part of one of the modification. Yeah, I have on my plane. They are linked in the description. So before takeoff, flaps are 5 and green lights. Stabilizer trim is 5-point units set. So before takeoff checklist is completed. So let's go ahead. We'll line up the runway. Clear left. And clear right. Taxiway is ahead. So line up the runway. We'll use the full runway here. So, runway 22. We are ready for departure. So, let's do it 40% and 1. We will set the GT. Thrust is stabilized 40%. Come on. Activate toga. Let's go. So, pressure on the column. Maintain the line, 80 knots.
80 knots.
Checks. Thrust is 91.6, indications normal.
V1, rotate.
Rotate, 2.5 degrees. And follow the flight directors.
Positive brake.
G up. And we'll follow. Yeah, we'll see the climb procedure. 400. Climb straight ahead. Activate autopilot. And you will sound the count back.
1000.
1000 above 800 feet. That was the first. You will notice now that we are on climb 1. And we stay on flaps 5. Yeah. You will see that here for noise abatement departure what we have to stay in a DP1 above 3000 feet AGL. That was in the description for the airport, so we will stay there from 3000 feet above the ground. Yeah. So we'll check that. A little bit bumpy. Do not wake up the guys below. So let me look here in the stream. Yes. The guys are more and more. Fine. But less on something in the chat. So, if you have questions, come in and let me know what you want to know. So I will try to answer as best as possible. So we are on 2,300 feet climbing. You remember 1,400 was the ground altitude, and we need to stay above 4,400 feet, and then we can flaps up. Yeah, and doing the cleanup. So, go. Now it's climbing. We follow flaps 2, flaps 1, and flaps up speed. So, landing G lever to off, auto brakes off. So we are now through the clouds and we are 7 degrees, so we will put on the Indian GIs because we have visible moisture there through the clouds, and we will stay there with engine switches to auto. So we continue now. Three to 0. Just heading back. Standard. Set. Also standby altimeter. So we are above the clouds, so we switch on anti-ice to off, and also the engine switches to auto, and the cabin pressure is now climbing 3.1 units climbing. The auto measure is on auto, bleeds on International Maps auto, packs are auto, so we can reset the payment crew. And we do the after takeoff checklist, so engine bleeds are on, packs are auto, landing G up and off, and flaps up. Now lights, yes, perfect. So after takeoff checklist completed. So, pre-cruise checks. 10,000 feet with the next thing here. 10,000 feet we will now can do... Oh, I made... Dome light was on. So, landing gear and runway turn-off lights, taxi lights off. Also logo lights are off. And then we will do the cruise checks again, because we are now in the dead zone. Yeah, that means 10,000 feet above. Also, pressure is 4.1 units climbing. No, it's not climbing. Oh, it's 4.1 units. So we are slow climbing. Yeah, 900 feet. So no pressure. Duct pressure is working on auto. Isolation valve is auto, and also here auto. So we can now release the faster belts to auto, and the guys can come to their toilet. So recall checked, and we are just heading back to the track position. Yeah, track is a white triangle here. So cruise procedure, this is something you will notice. This will pop up for each waypoint. Yeah, you will check here the fuel. Yeah. Normally we do this when you are on cruise altitude, so not on climbing. So let me see if there's some ADC controller online. We can now switch on to cruise.
Ambulance, please be careful when opening the overhead compartment. We ask that you use the lavatories located in your cabin, and please don't stand near the lavatories in the galleys. You may now use all approved personal electronic devices. For everyone's safety, please make sure your personal belongings are clear of the aisles. We're pleased to offer personal device entertainment on our United Private Screenings option, sponsored by the United Plus Explorer card, on-demand movies, and the seat back in front of you. If you need to
Can we see
have a
that
headset,
thing?
we'll be happy to provide one.
Hello.
Once the captain...
Okay. Good. So this will be a short flight. So, oh, why we get now? Is there a fuel warning? Okay. Let's take a look there. Heading back. Adjust. And due to that is a very short flight, yeah, we will continue there very quickly for our descent procedures. Yeah. Let me look here at the ATs. If the tower is online and says me what is the active runway, or we can check here the meter. So what do we have? So Lima, Foxtrot, Bravo and Delta for Bordeaux. Send and request. The ATIS is 26, so we can here. I think active runway is also 29er or not. Okay, tower is still online. What it says? Arriving runway 23. Yeah, then we will change this. Runway 23. I think it's the same for the arrival. So let's put this away. Runway 29er, and we leave only runway 22. Lima, Foxtrot, Bravo, Delta. So runway arrival, approach runway 23, ILS. Yes, perfect. Also a Libro, so that's no difference for us. We can change our runway here, runway 23, ILS. Yeah, Libro. We will check now the one. Planning mode. So, Lipo. Now that is it. So let's check Lipo 2. Yes, that is. Delta 5-2 and then inbound to the track. So good. QNH is something we can set now as 1020. And we are just heading back again. We are at the next waypoint. That is a reminder. So, things, PA, leveling, cruise, normally do within the RTM, but now with some explanations it will be very... We're going to the descent page, and we will set up to the runway, so winds. So, also we enter 310. Keep and with 95 and 304 is 64 and 100 is 301 and 44 knots. So either deviation that's so minimal that's not required. So let's talk about the transition level at the arrival. It's pre-filled due to the departing airport, but this may differ, and I made, you see the transition altitude is 5,000 feet. I made there a short overview. I will show you this now. Now, come on. Where are the briefings? Ooh. Yes, there. Yeah, you will find this as download also. This is something I made to calculate the approach winds for the crosswinds and the tailwinds and everything else, so that you do not have a calculator in front to expect what, if you are working in range or not. And there's also something to calculate your transition layer very easily. That's not 100% perfect, because you have a transition layer plus and a specific layer on each country. But this is nearly correct, and you do not need anything before. So we have a QNH on 1020, and then we have what was 5,000 feet, I think. Was it 5,000 feet? Yes, I think so. Yes, 5,000 feet. So you can add this now. 1020, we have to add 1,000 feet, so transition level will be 060. Yeah, and if I will check now at the meter there in Bordeaux. For the tower. there's no transition level set, but it's 060. Okay. Good, let's execute. So descent winds are set and descent procedure is also set, and we can do now the fixed rings. Yeah, for one way. What we had? I mean, it was 32. Yes, one way 32. So fixed wedge one way 32, and what we at now is the 10-mile ring, where we have to be on flaps 5 minimum, and the 4.5 nautical miles ring, where we have to be established on the final. And now the XX ring, that is your altitude. Oh, we are above 30,000 feet. Now will pop up that we will set the where for the manual bankings, that we will use is to 10 degrees. That we, if we are on heading mode, for example, and we will change there the headings that we do not get an overbanking and get into stall. Yeah. So we add now the last distance, and that is 320, and we do a manual calculation, a sum rule. Yeah, that means you have to divide your actual cruise altitude to the descent we want to do. We want to send to 0, so it's at 33,000. Flight level 30 divided by 10 is 32. Times 3, so that is 96, and we add 10 nautical miles for the cruise and braking from 100 to flight level 100 for the descent and level off. So we have 106, 96 plus 10 is 106 nautical miles. So let's go. We are now nearly off our top of climb. Yes. Distance rings are set. So let's look. Where's our... Let's go to the plan mode, legs. And we will see there where's our descent point and where's our manual calculation. So you see our calculation is a little bit before our top of descent due to winds. That means you can start your manual descent if you want a little bit earlier, that you do not have a problem, for example. Zibo is doing that very well, so you can descend there, but you have to check your final approach. If there are some steep approaches, you may descend a little bit earlier. Also, if you're top descent, your glide path will follow up and will get you down as quick as possible, because you will send manual with 1,000 feet per minute, so it's a little bit better for the years for X, so that is quite fine. So, okay, we will do the manual set. You will see what you have to push there. So, okay, enough frequency. Want to do decimal 8, that's fine. Let's tune in a Bordeaux tower. For the next frequency is 11830. And the nav frequency for the arrival. Decision altitude. Well, let's open the charts. You will find your decision altitude here, for example, is 351. We do not need the altimeter height of 200. It's only in bad conditions. So with this meter we use only the decision altitude and the barometric height. We don't need no radio here. So let's stay there on baro. And it's 351, and also for category Charlie, Boeing is a category Charlie, and runway visibility is 550 feet minimums. Yeah, that's fine. We have cover, so everything's fine for that. So let's go down, reset, and do now 351 for the barometric height. Yes, perfect. And we can set now, we have here PAPI and rails on the left side, 3,000 feet. Heading is 226. 226. Yes, perfect, 226. And yes, there's something you may notice now is the difference between the FMC and the charts. Yeah? You see there 226 and there's 225 because this is due to the asymmetric rotation. This will differ, may vary around about 1 degree per year, so the charts won't be updated every time. Maybe every 2 or 3 times you will see that it was from January 2019 the last time updated, so there's actually a difference of 1 degree, so this is something 1 year above, so plus 1 degree, so I have 226, and in this, and there's 225, so 225 is the way to go when you use the FMC value. So you change the cost to 225 because you do not want to have an off track there, yeah? So left or right in front of the runway, yeah? So at 225. So ILS frequency in this case is 11030. No, ILS 11030. Let's tune this also here as standby 11030 in case that we use an automatic landing, but we do not need this. Missed approach, Bordeaux. Climb straight ahead, distance 4.8 Bravo Delta, and then turn right, holding 040 intercept radial 355 to its par. So, Bordeaux 11375, 11375. This is when we are doing the missed approach, and we will switch on the VIR buttons. We fly inbound to the VIR, and then we turn bank 355 there, and we'll turn this course to 355. Also, we can tune in this there on the second. We can pre-do this here. 11375. We'll set this and insert 355. There are no bad weather conditions, so I would expect that there's no need for an auto land, Cat 2 or Cat 3. So 355 we will do. So one autopilot is fine. If this will may function, we switch on the second one, but we do a manual approach there on final also. So you to see now is the NDB of 3993. So we can tune this 3993. Check. Also there on standby for redundancy 393. Checked. So good. Let's do our short next thing. What is the distance to our top of descent? Let's take a look. 125 nautical miles. So nearly about a half hour to top of descent. No, 22:05. Oh, it's 50 minutes. Ah, you have to hurry. So let's go. Landing performance calculation. That's something you also want to do now in the EFB here. You can do this here in the fuel weight and balance, and performance landing calculation. This is actually working and absolutely fine. So what we are doing now is to get our landing weight. Yeah, we added all the winds and everything from there. We go to the progress page. We see now we have a fuel quantity of 4. Yeah, and by the way, let's take a look how far away from our sim brief calculation. There, next waypoint is Modkey. Let's take a look here. Modkey, there it is, Modkey. 3.8, and we have 3.9. Absolutely fine. When we are there, let's take a look what we have used. 1.8, 1.96. So we are 40 kilos below our expecting burnt fuel. Yeah, so that's quite exact. Perfect. So average wind conditions, very fine, and you have exact weight calculations up to your descent. So 2.7 tons. That means we will burn now 1.2 tons. Yeah. Yes. 1.2 tons. And we now go to the init page and we reduce this 1.2, so that means we have 65.4 tons at the arrival. We will say the FMC, we will have this value there, yeah? So, check, and you will see now you can choose your approach speed. That's depending on your gross weight, yeah? So 65.4. This is also what we said here, 65.4 tons. Check. Runway will be runway 23, yes. And conditions, no rain, so we have a dry runway. Wind is 260 with 3 knots. Winds 260, 3 knots, yeah. 260/3, yes, then it's working. And 8 degrees for the yacht, so 8 degrees, and the QNH is 1020. 1020. We expect flaps 30. That's a standard normal thing. Yeah, flaps 30. Flaps 40 is only for short runways or bad conditions. So auto and re-ref at. Yeah, re-ref at. Now calculating 5. Yeah, I will just show you my little sheet here I created. The description, you can download this and use it as well. You will see to add this re-ref add here on the wind correction. Yeah. With this chart you do not have to calculate anything. Just go here, define the wind which is off track of your runway. So we have 230 and wind is coming from 230. We have off wind from 30 degrees, so we go to this line here, 30 degrees, and then we have 3 knots. We are below 10 knots, so we have to add a value of 5. For example, if we have 19 knots, yeah, with 30 degrees, we have to add a value of 9. This is also corrected. Yeah, you will see that here for manual landings you have a re-ref plus 50% headwind component, and this is to calculate 50% headwind component. It's also calculated. Yeah, if you have any guess, just at 10 knots, yeah, the maximum you can use during the manual land is 20 knots, so this is the maximum you can have, so we have to flaps up, yeah, for the next flaps. For manual landings, yeah, for an auto land landings, you have always re-ref plus 5, yeah, so do not anything else. Auto thrust is working fine to have a Cat 3 or Cat 3 approach. It's only for Cat 2 or 3, yeah? And then you have also other limits of 12 knots. So we see that here in the charts when you are in the limits of AutoCAD 2 and 3. So we have plus 5 as calculated. So also we check the crosswinds, yeah, if we are in limits. So we have 30 degrees below 10 knots, so we have 5 winds maximum of crosswind, and our operation manual landings is 33 knots for a crosswind landing, so we are in the limits. That is fine, yeah. For example, if we go 30 degrees and we had a wind of 22 knots, and we have 11 knots of side crosswind, and then we are out of Cat 3 Bravo approaches, so we have to divert if it's a bad condition. Yeah? Just stay in the convex. The same is for tailwind landings. Yeah? You can check that. Yeah? This is very fine, use this, and this is very handy. Yeah? Good. So landing performance calculation, we have plus 5. This is what is calculated, and it's fine, it's working. And now we'll see, yeah, we have everything. We can use flaps, auto brakes 1 for example. Yeah. Open the airport. We're coming from runway 32. Yeah. Runway delta is a little bit low, so we can set auto brakes 2 for example, yeah, to get this take Charlie, so we do not have a dual backtracks there. So we add auto brakes 2. So landing performance calculation is done. We have flaps 30, wind is plus 5. This must be thicker and fat. Auto brakes is as calculated, in this case is auto brakes 2. Yoke checklist, yeah, now we are doing the descent. So that means pressurization landing altitude is 150, this is on the charts and also set. That is fine. Recall is checked. There is no issue. And auto brakes is 2, sorry, we're there. Landing data, yes. 148 plus 5 is set. And also on the PFD, yeah. Flaps 30, 148. Good. Approach briefing is completed. Yes. So descent, checklist, completed. Go. We go ahead, set now, we are nearly our tour of descent. As I told at the beginning, when we will finish with my complete explanation, we are nearly off our top of descent, so this is quite fine. So, okay. Let me look here, is there something changed for the ATS, for the ATC controller? Now, information delta, there 1012 and arrival 1bay30. Good, okay. For Bordeaux Tower. So, cabin lighting, we'll change this now. Now to takeoff and landing, and also on bright. I will do our announcement now for the descent.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are descending. Seatbelt sign is on. If you happen to be up and about, please return to seat. Keep your seatbelt fastened for the main flight. On behalf of the flight crew, we appreciate you being with us today. Wish you a very safe and unpleasant journey. Hope to see you back here with us. Thank you.
I see and then notice that there's some frames dropping in there. I do not know why. Hopefully you can see everything. If not, let me know here. They changed something on the internet 3 hours before, and I got now 4 times upload, so maybe there's something not perfectly aligned. So yeah, this you do not need. So cruise procedure descent, we had also finished it there. So as expected, we will do our manual descent. You go to the descent page, and if you are in range of a top of descent, then you will pop up a little descent now button, and then you can push this, and you can descend now with 1000 feet for the descent. So let's take a look at there's not needed. Where is it? Yes, there. We have to be at flight level 170 at Mirbar, so 170 below, that is fine. And then a Billboard max 220. Good. So what we have that now is 170. That's our first altitude where we have to stay below. Then we will notice that we are reaching this. Very few clouds here. Okay, let's update the meter with anything else. You will see if you're doing a full flight procedure flight, we have every time something to do. Yeah. So let's check 160 with 2. So there's no really huge difference for this. Also for the landing calculation. Fuel weight and balance performance landing 260 with 2, 260 with 2. So there's no huge difference. If you have problems with this, this won't be recognized correctly. Do it again, close it and do it again. So 260 with 2, and then you can slash into the slash. Sometimes there's a problem. Now we have 7 degrees, so Carbox, there's no clouds. If yes, we have to use anti-air spot, it's not required at the moment. But 1012 is also the QNH and already set. So, good to go. We are nearly off the top of descent. Let's go. We can check now what we are now here at Narak. Let's look at the briefings if we are in the range. Narak. So we have to be there on 3.4. That is already what we have expecting there. 3.4, that's correct. And used fuel 2.42 tons. 2.4, though we are 20 kilos above the calculated value. This is also rounded to the nearest 100, so if you enter the winds into the FMC, we have always the exact calculation in the FNC according to your briefings. Yeah, that is absolutely fine if you're using a weather add-on. Yeah. So go to the init page. Descent. Now you will see there's a descent now button. I will push this now. Okay. And then we'll see we'll send flight level 170 below. Yeah. And with 1,000 feet per minute. Yeah. You will see now our normal cruising altitude is above and we are descending. So we'll see the glide path will get us catched since we passed the top of descent. So let's go up to Bordeaux. So 25 nautical miles to the threshold. Yes, we have to stay 170 below Milba and also 200 kiloknots at Liebo maximum. Yeah. Good. Let's check if it's programmed in the FNC. Liebo. You will see that that is something. It's a newest Iraq, yeah, and you will see that this is why you control every time you approach things. You will see that Mirba, yeah, and Liebo, yeah, Liebo. There's written max 220, yeah, and there's 240, yeah, and this is you have to change manually. So set 220 below / at Liebo and execute. So. There are some speed restrictions. Yeah, you will change it. Do not fly every time blind. You have to check and match all your chance. Yeah, if it's correct. Yeah. So Liebo 220. Also, let's go ahead. Check the approach chart. Yeah, I say also some restrictions. You will see there. So we are now below flight level 300 because you see now descent. We can change our bank back to 25. Set. And yes, at 3,190 knots. So we expect there at distance 30. So let's go. Liebo. Legs. Descent. So. Calculate and check this also. Step CF 23. Max 190. Yes, we are at 173, so that is fine. 3,000. Yeah. So. So speed restrictions are fulfilled here. Okay, let's check our course also. 225 as written here, and as you can see 11030, 11030 on standby. Also 11375 as Bordeaux VOR. Yes, set, and then we do the missile climb straight ahead 226, turn right 040, and then outbound radial 335. Which is also set there on course 2. So this approach, this procedure is discussed. Good. We're doing now the landings. Back to map mode. You see there we are now 4,000 feet below our glide path, or our planned glide path. Yeah. Normal glide path due to the manual descent, and I think we will get catched within the next few minutes. What is our lightning? Yes, landing, bright, fine. Good. Oh, we're not on the chart actually. So Mirbar is the next waypoint. Mirbar. Yes, there. 27 nautical miles ahead. The Sehe, and then Mirbar is 19 nautical miles. So we are descending. As, if you watch this video and you feel that is nice to see and want to see next streams there, not as detailed as this one and without the checklist, but this was a checklist special, then go here and come to my Discord channel, yeah, and also subscribe. Yeah. That will be very nice to support the stream. This is very brand new here, this on YouTube, and also for me. I hope you will get connected here, and we will see us next time. That will be very nice. Good. So, there's a huge cloud. Which we bypassed. Good, let's look where we are at the moment. We are up to Bordeaux. So our route was here from Geneva and now to Bordeaux. I think a big Iraq and then straight into the airport. Yes, Zibo, then Bordeaux. Good. Nice to see you here. So, now we notice our glide slope will catch us. We passed the top of descent, or normally planned to pass top of descent. We descended now nearly 6,000 or 7,000 feet. Very low, so nobody's noticed this normally. And once we get catched, the plane will dive into a steeper descent automatically, so that's no problem. By the way, there's no huge difference if we have a steeper descent, 3,000 or 4,000 feet, and because the cabin is working very well. Yeah. You will see there we are actually in the cabin pressure of nearly 6,700 feet, as we are in the 67,000 feet, so we are much more below 10,000 feet, so everything is fine, and the cabin is descending or feeling it's expecting us descending with 200 feet per minute, so fine. Yeah, they do not notice everything. What I also want to say, back pressure is working. Yes. I lost my red freight. Too much talking. I will notice that. Maybe. Heading back, we have to adjust this to the track. Yeah, and it's set. There, the airport is coming. You can also sit now on the bank. The heading to the next track position. You get a little wind from the left side, so expect this, for example. And maybe we catch up the next few time. So you will see there a green circle line. Yeah. This is where we get expecting the flight level 170. Yeah, and we have to be at Miraba below 170. So that means we have to descend a little bit more. Yeah. That is no problem, because we will get catched up from the ALS. Yeah? But if we descend with 1000 feet manually, yeah, and stay on this, we do not catch nearby at flight level 170. Yeah? Now you'll see thrust will reduce. We get back into idle thrust, and then we will send a little bit more. Zibo was doing an absolutely great job with the programming. Adjust the track. Always be aware that you can switch to manual mode. You have problems with the FMC. So we are nearly catched up, and now you will see we will be at flight level 170 before we reach Miraba. Yeah, that is fine. So now you will see we have now 1, 2, 3, nearly 450 feet per minute in the cabin altitude. Yeah, so that means they feel this descent, which is about 2,100 feet per minute, as 450 feet descent. Yeah, due to the cabin pressure. Yeah, that is fine. So what I want to say was the cabin pressure. Yeah, we said that we want to reach 28 degrees. Yeah, yes, and we do this. Yeah, forward nearly 28, there 27.5, 28, 28 a little bit more, and also fine. So we do our conditioning system very well. Yeah, we reached the 28 degrees, which we want to try to reach. That the cabin is a little bit sleepy and not aggressive. Yeah, and try to sleep in the flight, and we have less problems. Yeah.
1,000 to go.
Good. So 1,000 to go. We can now descend furthermore. The next descent altitude we have got is yeah, 5,000. Lebu? Is it 5,000? Let's check. 3,000. Yes. 3,000. So 3,000. Set. Good. Go a little bit here. Next waypoint. At Liabo 220 below. Yeah. Now you see there's a decel. Hope it will get catched. So let's look if there's any ATC controller online. Yeah, Bordeaux is still online. And information Delta. Good. Bordeaux, Morgon, Tower. There we are. Good. We have a 3 degrees descent. You will see there 149 hours 5, so we have 155 knots ground speed nearly. I think so. We will be here between. So we have 850 feet per minute. What we are expecting. Yeah. Good. Transition altitude was on the forecast page 060, so there is the altitude. Also, when you got clearance from the ATC controller to descend below flight level 10,000, that means, for example, 10,000 feet, then you can already set the standard. Yeah, do not have to wait until you reach the transition level. Yeah, you can set this already when you are at flight level 230, for example. Yeah, if you get cleared to descend below this, yeah, that's no problem. The same is for climbing. Yeah, if you are, for example, at 3,000 feet and you are get clearance, for example, flight level 240 or so, yeah, you can also set standard immediately. Good. So we go to now to the descent checklist. Reaching 10,000 feet. That's the next thing. Let me look here. I've tuned 11830. Yes, perfect. And then we go now ahead. For everyone who's watching the stream, thank you that we will hear the whole time. Yeah, this is very quite long sleep for this short flight, but with this whole explanations, I think you got more information than you may expect. But I think it's quite informative for you. Yeah. So, okay, Liabo. Let's check here. Is it descending? Yeah, a little bit above, below the glide slope. He's catching us, so we will descend now. They will send the descent procedure 2 of 2. And if you set the transition level, this is not something I want to say. If you set the transition level in the forecast edge below, above flight level 180, you get the US checklist. Yeah, there's a difference. So always set the descent. Yeah, transition level. So, okay. Passing 10,000 feet, we are nearly now. We get the landing lights too on. Also, we have no really huge cloud. They're a little bit in front of us, but nothing we have to mention. When we are flying through, we are minus 10 degrees, minus 2 degrees. Then we will switch on engine and anti-ice, depending on how thick the clouds are. So also visible moisture is everything: rain, clouds, fog, and everything else below 10 degrees, up to minus 40 degrees SAT. You feel the SAT here on progress page 2. Yeah, so here's the SAT as when it's below minus 40 degrees, then you do not have to pull on the anti-ice because it's not working. Yeah, so that's not necessary. Good. So 10,000 feet now. Let's go and pull out the landing lights and the runway lights. Also, the local lights now back on. Yes, beautiful. Good. Aha, there's a little bug. We have now the pre-cruise checklist. Something I have to check. Passing 10,000 feet in the descent checklist. There's also the problem with this automatic checkout. We can work on this every time. So, descent procedure 2 of 2. So, logo fasten belts to on. Yes. So expect the next update in the next time for 8.7. So, barometric value. We have now, let's check our cars. So, artists. Brake required, so we have to brake. Okay, flight attendants. NFBO, send the ITs. We need some more brake to stay below 220. We will now put this manually. I will go now to the speed page and I will go up to the flaps up speed. Yeah, 210. And already the speed brakes are armed on flight detent. So, barometric value. Oh, 230 with 3 runway 2300. Oh, wow. Okay. A little bit foggy there. Runway 2300 and 2122. Okay. Standard. Automatic weather, yes. Plus 3300, 150 delta, QNH 100. Few clouds on 3106 degrees, no significant changes, so everything's fine. Good, local QNH there. We can set now the local and also the approach mark here for the ILS. We are now at 210 at Libo. That is fine. Approach checklist. Antimeter said approach checklist is completed. We go now to the landings. ATC will contact now in the next few times. You can connect there with information echo. So, arriving runway 23. Goes with information echo. Good.
5687 derrière le trafic en taxi sur... Oui, sur Whisky. Repoussage approuvé, face nord-ouest.
Ok, repoussage approuvé, face au nord-ouest, EasyJet 5687.
Good. This is one thing I want to do now, is to set this manually. I want to go to flaps 5 now and set flaps 5 speed. So we will descend. Hopefully it will get passed and check automatic. That was one check I will do in the last stream and the last patch. 150. Checks 1 flaps. It's below. It have to be checked automatic. Let's check. If it's working, fine. There's the airport. Yeah, checked. Flaps 5. Perfect. So, the newest patch is working fine. Ah, we're still flying there. So, a little bit plans. What do we need now? This not anymore. This is something we need, and this also, so yes, perfect. So flaps up. There's the airport of Bordeaux.
Thousand to go.
So, let's back to head track mode. Now it's banking. PA system we have set. Also the camera lighting is
1000 to go.
set. Perfect. Thousand to go. Yeah, very good. We are already now in the flaps 5 position. I want to get a little bit slowly here. Normally we do this here on flaps 1, but we have a little bit more time. Now update our gross weight, this is fine. Also the speed, 149 and with 5, so we have approach speed of 144. Yeah. Good. 154, sorry. Good. Now there's the runway in front of us.
Prêt pour rouler EasyJet 56.
You can now set the approach button when you receive the signal.
On attend Alpha piste 23 via Terra et Papa.
Ok, on roule vers le point de Tota Alpha de la piste 23 via Sierra et Papa EasyJet 5687.
So. Bordeaux Tower, good afternoon. Terra-Fly 361 established localizer runway 23 15.0 DME.
Terra-Fly yes, 1 header sir. Flat along runway 23 with the 230 degrees original.
Terra-Fly 361, please say again.
Terra-Fly 361 header sir. Flat along runway 23 with 230 degrees 039.
Clear to land runway 23, Terra-Fly 361, thank you. So, We are now on the localizer, and the glide slope is coming in a few seconds. There, a little bit before. So we stay on this altitude here. We do not set any flaps further because we do not want to produce any more drag and to spool up the engines due to you know, the ground, especially during the night. Yeah. Good.
Roméo Golf, vous prévoyez un départ d'ici 4 minutes?
Minutes Romeo Golf, d'ici 4 minutes. C'est très bien.
Beautiful city in Bordeaux. Nice scenery.
Romeo Golf, est-ce qu'en attendant le...
There, right.
67, pardon.
There's also... Ah, there's someone waiting.
Négatif, j'ai autorisé un trafic à atterrir. À la limite, j'aurais pu vous proposer une clearance conditionnelle pour faire partir rapidement, mais si je vous faire... en fait, soit je vous fais attendre que le trafic atterrisse, ou soit je vous fais partir d'abord vous, le trafic atterrit, et ensuite personne, du coup il y aura une attention de ce côté.
And Papa up to Alpha, I think. Let's take a look. So, we are now on the glide slope. Descending 800 feet as I expected. 850. Descent rate. Everything's fine working. Mr. Pouch is set 4,000 feet. So we can now set cheer down flaps 15. Set flaps speed to 15. Set. Vipers are not needed. Engine starters to continuous and recall checked. Speed brake levers armed and 3 green. Yes, we have landing flaps now 30. That's our speed, and 154 was our approach speed. So we are ready to go. We received our landing clearance, so takes the lights to on. Landing checklist is completed, so we can go now up, set up, ready. Okay, we're ready to go. Disconnect autopilot and auto throttle. And we go this baby down manually. Wind from the right, so this will be a little bit crosswind landing there. Follow the flight directors. Watch out the puppies. (154). Wind is coming less. Winds will now not be visible. Yeah, due the Boeing settings, it's normal. If you are near the ground, there won't be shown any winds, so keep that in mind. So, wind is coming straight from the right. So, 149 was our approach speed. Now look at the peppies.
1,000 feet, stabilized,
right,
Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Little note: if you are for red, you are dead. If you are for white, you are to height. Very easy to remember. So. 145 approach speed, go a little bit less there.
Approaching 2, 3.
Yes, follow the flight directors. It's fine. So, a little bit less thrust.
400.
To reach 149, about 50 feet above threshold.
300.
Now look out at the peppies.
Approaching.
Aim for the touchdown zone.
200. Minimums.
Continue. And landing.
100.
18 Roméo Golf, vous avez vu le trafic en finale?
18 Romeo Golf, affirme.
30. 20. 10.
D'ailleurs, le trafic atterrissage à niveau et attendu derrière.
Close.
Il y a le trafic...
At how the altitude. So, reverses. Coming live, hold the center line. Idle thrust reverse during night. So, let's check where we are.
80
It's
knots.
Charlie. We will go there in front. No, they're sleeping behind. We do not know this. So, as expected, next runway is ours. Auto brakes off. Reversers closed. So, auto brakes off. Yes, they are. Flaps up. Radar off. Terrain radar is off. Lights to steady. And runway lights off. So. Good. Transponder alt off. Set. Contact is Terra-Fly 361 located via Delta. Welcome to Bordeaux.
Terra-Fly 361. Taxi departing Alpha 7 via Papa and cross runway 29 now.
Terra-Fly 361 taxiing via Alpha and Papa gate 39er, is that correct?
Yes.
Correct, thank you. Okay, let's find 39er. Where's gate 39er?
18 Romeo Golf autorisé décollage, piste 23, vent 230 degrés 3 nœuds.
Oui, 18 Golf, on est autorisé au décollage, piste 23.
56-87 derrière le trafic au départ, alignez-vous et attendez derrière.
On s'aligne, on attend.
Okay, I do not see any.
EasyJet
Yeah,
56
let's let them take off and then we can ask again. So, okay, let's go ahead. Flight directors off. Speed back 100 knots and the altitude is 1400. And let's set up the trim up to 4 units. Yes, perfect. Cabin landing we can set now to medium. A little bit that they grow up. And the prop heats to off. We are not flying anymore. Master caution is okay, fine. And the start switches to auto. APU, we can start now. So also we are near the gates. By the way, what was the landing? Yeah, great landing, okay. Good. Idle thrust.
Et 18 Romeo Golf pour un direct sur
Romeo Golf, je suis que la tour, j'ai pas le droit de donner ce genre d'informations. Désolé.
C'est reçu 18 Romeo Golf.
So, Alpha and Papa.
Du coup, 18 Romeo Golf, je peux le faire par moi-même si vous n'avez pas les autorisations.
Oui, bien sûr, vous pouvez le faire par vous-même, je vérifie aucun trafic à vous signaler.
C'est reçu 18 Romeo Golf, du coup on fait un direct royant et on monte au niveau unité 3-0.
So middle generators on. We can now switch off engine number 2. Save some fuel.
Et Romeo Golf, vous passez Lincoln 102,8, bonne soirée, bon vol, au revoir.
Et on passe sur Nicom 102,8. Merci du contrôle, bonne fin de soirée, au revoir.
We have a runway ahead. Do not cross this until you get the clearance. So, in real life, no. Terra-Fly 361 holding point, runway 29, request continue taxiing.
Terra-Fly Terra-Fly 661, trust on runway 29 now, and continue test into parking.
Terra-Fly 661, thank you. And would you please say me the gate for again, please?
Terra-Fly 661, parking Alpha 6.
Parking is Alpha 6, thank you.
Easy 5687 autorisé décollage, piste 23 pour 230 degrés 39.
Autorisé piste décollage piste 23
Alpha
EasyJet
6.
5687.
Okay. So continue taxiing. Strobe lights on when you're crossing the runway.
Flight time, please be seated for departure.
And switch it off. Steady. So, good. Alpha 6. Is not needed anymore. Go straight ahead. Last thrust.
Je procède à un direct sur Royan EasyJet 5687 et je monte au niveau de vol unité 30 EasyJet 87.
06 5687, quand j'ai dit
So we take the next here on Alpha.
dans le trafic, je ne peux vous donner cette autorisation, vous pouvez la prendre par vous-même, sans problème. Et bien, passez comme ça en désolé, c'est bon, va, au revoir.
Ensuite sur Unicom, merci pour votre contrôle, au revoir.
There's also a plane waiting. I think he's waiting on our Alpha 6 here. Good. Alpha 5, yes, he is standing on our way Alpha 6. So, okay, we crest Alpha 8. Possible. Is that Alpha 8? Yeah, Alpha 6. Yes. Terra-Fly 261, there's aircraft parking machinery. Alpha 6, I request a parking taxi Alpha 8 gate, please.
Alpha 8 Provice.
Alpha 8 for Terra-Fly 261, thank you. So, good. Turn into gates, Alpha 6. Do not need the gates on the bridge. We do this in front here. Do not blend the guys. Switch off the runway and the taxi lights. And then you will get the transit shutdown checklist. Good! You see, taxiing with one engine only is very nice. You can slow down very easy. Get into the gates, come on! Good! So, set the parking brake. Shut down engine number 1. This to idle. Cut off. And we are at the gates. Welcome to Bordeaux. So we are gonna go ahead under 20% and 1 we are, so we can switch off the anti-collision light. Set the transponder code to 200. We are switching now to Unicom. And flight deck door is open. So fine. And hopefully we get the AC power now. Yes, there it is. So AC power is on. We can shut down the APU and also the chance releasing the crew. And we put on the electrical light pumps. They will be switched off due to the noise. Yeah, and isolation valve is open. So we can set on the bright light there. Camera lighting to bright. And we open the doors. Start the stairs. AFT doors not. Cargo doors are required. You can set this also. Go on. Entry doors open. And the stairs. Hello guys. Yes, we are in Bordeaux. The plane is walking. Perfect. So, let's stop our MS Airlines client. So, next flight, next. And exit. Perfect. And now we can switch on our weight and balance. And that's this payload to 0. Flash. Good, terminate the flight leg. And now we will come to the point which I added the last 2 or 3 patches we're working on. When you want to do a second flight or a third flight, yeah, a turnaround, then you are now coming to this decision. Yeah, decide if you want to do a turnaround. Yeah, open the door, the cargo doors. Yeah, after you switch the packs to 0, and if you set it to close, you will go further ahead to the cold and dark shutdown checklist. We'll now go to the cold and dark checklist. So we close the doors again. So continue.
Players may be used until we're ready to depart.
Cargo doors
Either end of the seat in front of you or in an overhead compartment.
are closed. Yes, we do the normal checklist there.
Please review the exit row responsibilities on the safety card. A flight attendant will be coming
So,
through shortly to ensure
dome light on.
these responsibilities.
Shutdown checklist, fuel pumps are off, electrical on, the fasten belts are off, window heats are off, prop heats on, auto on off, audio is not required, not off. Electrical oil pumps, voice recorder is auto, yes. Air conditioning packs is off, auto, yes, they are. And the engine bleeds are on, APU is off, exterior lights as needed, only on our beautiful logo here. On the livery, and our livery, Terra-Fly livery. And yeah, starter isn't off, auto brakes is off. We can set the chokes. Check. And yeah, perfect. Go ahead. We can release the parking brake. Ah, we get no power then. Haha, I expected. Release the parking brakes to get no power from Zibo mod. Okay, we have a manual now. Okay, as mode selectors we put now to idle, off, so, and TKES, yeah, perfect, oh, yes, perfect. So, fuel pumps also on, off, 1, 2, 3, 4, window heats, 1, 2, 3, 4, electric pumps are also on, off, 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 engines off, perfect, trim air is off, and we can set this back to auto for the next flight, and air conditioning packs are now off and off. Good. Now we go to the cold and dark shutdown checklist completely. So we mean that we will switch off the lights and the local lights also. Emergency exit lights. Check. The panel lighting. This is also something I got many questions in our thread. Yeah, I will explain you now which lightings you have to switch off. To get this point checked. At first, sure, all these 2 lightings here. Yeah, and the other ones are here and here in the pedestal. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Also, there the ADS for the background and the main panel. Yes. The right one also. Also the yoke checklist here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here also. And something you may notice here, there's also CDUs. Yeah, that means you switch off this here, 1 and 2, and then it's checked. Yeah, overhead, captain, flight officer, CDUs, and pedestal. Yeah, then this will be checked if you have all off. Good. So we can switch off now from ground power, and the battery also. We're doing now the flashlight and the current checklist. So IS mode selector is on off, cabin utility is on, Yes, imagine the class of acquisition packs of trimmers, of IPU ground powers, of barriers, also secure checklist completed. We are fully ready. We can leave the plane now. Bye bye. That was a nice flight today. Yes, we can go here, disconnect the GPU. So, okay. Good. Perfect. Okay. Flashlight off. Retract the stairs and close the doors. So, we are ready for a replay. Closed, and we are end of our checklist. Yeah. I hope you have learned much of this checklist and everything was fine. So we disconnect now from Ivao servers, and let's watch us the replay. Yeah. And then they get a little bit sound, and that was nice to meet you all again here in our new stream service, and I hope you will be there next time again when we are doing the next stream, and expect the next updates within, I think, tomorrow or so. So let's do the replay. So, yes. What is there? Is there a runway? Yes, I think that the runway. What? No. Where's the runway? I don't get the runway view. Okay, let's go ahead here. Top view. Ah, there it is. Little bit to the left. Flaring. And slow down. Centered. Okay, perfect for this landing. Do now power view, for example. Let's go here. Ah, that's so good. Nice to see you again here in the stream. I hope we will be there next time. That was Ivao with this Xchecklist special for the Zibo mods. You'll find all links listed below in the description. Hope to see you there next time. Have a nice night and subscribe this channel. It will be nice. So thank you very much for this evening flight. Go to the last replay, and then we will meet us next time. Bye bye.
Stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.